Tumblr. Today's challenge is your first love in great detail. So I know I've talked a lot about this person. He's been through a lot. He's been back and forth for about 4 years. And I met my first love when I was a freshman in high school. He was a sophomore rep, and I guess it was their job to recruit members, and gave me a phone call and was like, come to band camp next week, this and that. And so that's how I got pulled into the program, and surprisingly that's how I met my first love. When I first met him, that was like not my intention at all. It was like this black boy that sounded so Filipino, and I was like, what is this black guy doing in band? But yeah, school started, and the freshmen used to hang out at the canteen. For those of you that don't know, it's like by the band building. And he used to hang out with us, and I was like, that's really cool, like a sophomore is gonna hang out with us, and you know, all that stuff. That was really nice. And then we used to write letters to each other all the time. And he'd be like, how's your day? How are you liking school? Are you paying attention in class? Stupid stuff like that. We went out. Well, we were talking a little bit because we kind of like had the mutual understanding that we liked each other. Hannah Grace told me that Nick Duenas liked me. And yeah. And then I remember I had to put my book away or something to a locker. And then I was like, Milo or somebody, come with me. And they're like, oh no, you go. And so Nick came with me, and we were just talking, blah blah. And then we were coming out of the C building on the Apache side. And then he goes, will you go out with me? I'm like, huh? Will you go out with me? And I knew what he said then. And I was like, oh, will you go out with me? And I was like, what? I didn't hear you. So I made him repeat it 3 times, and I was like, yeah, I'll go out with you. And I remember the first person we told was Robert Weinstein, because he was at the end of the ramp. And he was like, do you guys go out? And I was like, yeah. For the first time we went out, it was really short, like a month, because I broke it off because I thought it was too serious, and I thought, as a freshman, I didn't need to get serious with anybody, and I thought Nick was feeling me way more than I was feeling him. And yeah. So we became like really good friends, and we really got to know each other. Like, he actually used the phone back in the day in '06. He used to call me before 9 o'clock because he knew that I had to be off the phone by 9:30. He still wrote me letters, even if we were just friends. And our friendship just grew, and he became my best friend. Someone that I could just talk to about guard, about band, about boys, school, family. And it was just really nice that I met someone like that, and I just was comfortable with somebody. And yeah. And then I went out with this guy that I knew, everyone knew I shouldn't have gone out with, but I did. But Nick was still there. He tried to convince me. He was like, you know what? You shouldn't go out with this guy, like, you're changing yourself, this and that. And it took me 4 long months to finally realize, why am I with this guy? And so, shout out to Chaos, who had a garage party that summer. And, that was the first night I broke a nigga. And so I remember talking about it with Nick, and I was like, oh, you gotta save me a dance, you gotta save me a dance. And he was like, oh yeah, for sure, you're my best friend. Blah blah. So we ended up meeting on the dance floor, and we literally danced until 3 a.m. Awkward, maybe? Not really, kinda, because me and my boo or ex were still rocky, and he was in the process of talking to this girl. So we didn't do anything. We just danced, and then we were like, okay, and then I realized, I was like, damn, like, we had so much chemistry. I really like you, like, I was a fool, and I IM'd him and all that stuff. And he was like, well, right now we can't go out, because, he was talking to the other girl. And I mean, that is only right that you can't just ditch a girl for me. And I was like, heartbroken, whatever. And yeah, so, we go on our separate ways. And for sophomore year, I was single. Woo, golden year. But no, I was single, and he went out with this girl. And we still talk, we still called each other, texted, whatever. We still kept in touch. It's not like our friendship became any worse. Then I was working on a math project one night, and then he IM'd me, or I IM'd him or something, just like, stay late. And like, he stayed up with me the whole night while I did my project, thank you. And he was like, there's just been this girl on my mind. And I'm like, who's this girl? Because it's not, I didn't think it was me, because we're still going out with that girl, whatever. But at the end of the night, we basically find out that we still thought about each other. And we're like, what do we do? And then I remember I told him, I was like, well, I want you to work everything you can out with her. And if you can't, then it doesn't work out, and then maybe we'll have our shot. So we let that be. And we ended up talking again. Found our way back to each other for the second time. And we dated. He asked me out on Valentine's Day with 12 dozen white roses, and a heart box of turtles. That was really cute, and I had baked them a cake of strawberry filled confetti, and that was really cute. We went to Tumblr that day for Valentine's Day. It was really, I think, that was my first legit serious relationship, and I understood what it was like to finally fall in love, it's not about love exactly, it's about making it work, because as much as you love somebody, love's not enough sometimes. And I mean, we had our fighting, our bickering, but we always got over it. We fought through it until we couldn't. And so, one summer I go to San Diego, and I get up to a text at 3 in the morning, and it was a breakup text. I was pretty heartbroken, because that was my first love. It's not something that heals very easily. And that was it. And then junior year, he's a senior now, and so we just went real much. It was kind of awkward at first because, we're both leaders in the band, and yeah. But I mean, we got over it. We still maintain our best friendship, and I thought that was really cool. We could still confide in each other, blah blah blah. But I mean, he's always in the back of my mind because he's my first love. I'm never gonna forget that because he's just someone that's always been there. Someone that I've honestly loved with all my heart until we couldn't anymore. We've been through hell and back as friends, as lovers, as something in between. Wanting each other back, not wanting each other, timing wasn't right. We were going out with different people. But we've always, and I like to refer to ourselves as the Notebook. That's kind of corny, but I remember a long time ago, we said that we just let each other date, and then in the future we'd get married. I don't know. Right now, I'm always gonna love him, but I think right now, it's not gonna work out. Maybe who knows what happens in 10 years, but we're done as of now. But he was my first love. He made me happy. Our cute letters, our gifts to each other, Tapioca Express, our CCGC trips to watch Guard, our endless AIM conversations of us talking about living in Vallejo when we grow up and raising our family, and hoping that you fall in love with Guard and band. Just us falling in love was impeccable and amazing. I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm really glad that he was my first love because we learned a lot, and I've obtained such an amazing friendship through going through all of this with him. Now I'm in San Diego. He's all the way in Sacramento. There are airports in SAC and there are airports in San Diego. So hopefully I get to visit soon. He was my best friend, and he was my first love. And even though he doesn't respond to every text or answer my call at 3 a.m. in the morning, I know he still got me, and like I got him. But you can never really forget your first love. They have that kind of effect on you. And he had that effect on me. He was an amazing guy, and he is an amazing guy. So let's see what the future holds. But I think that's all for now. Bye, good